Penske-Chevrolet pair Newgarden and Will Power made a clean start from the front row, while Helio Castroneves on red tires beat Simon Pagenaud to third after 3 corners running side by side. Chip Ganassi Racing Honda's Scott Dixon went straight into fifth as Andretti Autosport-Honda's Takuma Sato ran wide and also lost places to Alexander Rossi and Rahal. At the back, Spencer Pigot turned James Hinchcliffe off the road. Meanwhile, Tony Kanaan's Ganassi number 10 picked up a puncture as debutants Zachary Clement de Mello and Jack Harvey at the back also came together. Harvey pitted on lap 6. In the early laps, the most intense battle was between Dixon, Rossi, and Rahal for fifth. Behind them, on lap 5, Sato could be seen slowing and limping to the pits with a flat right rear tire, allowing his Andretti teammates Hunter-Reay and Marco Andretti into 8th and 9th. Pagenaud made a pit stop on lap 12, the first of the cars to go off strategy out of choice rather than necessity, leaving Dixon in fourth, running 2.7 seconds from the top 3. By this time Newgarden had a 2.1 sec lead on Power, who was 1.1 sec ahead of Castroneves. But it was their teammate Pagenaud, running red tires, who was truly flying, lapping in 1 mi and 18.36 sec at a point when most of his competitors were running 1 mi and 20s. His 4-stop strategy could work at this rate. Rossi pulled out of 5th place to make a stop on lap 15 and a lap later Dixon, Rahal, and Hunter-Reay did likewise and all emerged ahead of Rossi, who had to head to the pits with electrical trouble. Newgarden, Power, and Castroneves stopped on lap 17, leaving Conor Daly up front in the AJ Foyt Racing-Chevy. Castroneves switched to scuffed blacks. Newgarden and Power, who had started on blacks, went to reds. Dixon tried to take advantage of Castroneves on cold tires at turn 7, but he braked too late, and Castroneves was able to duck back ahead. Pagenaud's searing laps had put him in position to take the lead as he was 10.4 sec behind Daly when the American pitted on lap 21. But Pagenaud's new problem was the pair of lapped cars ahead, Kanaan and Hinchcliffe. Once he cleared Hinchcliffe, the Frenchman was able to continue laying down fast laps and had a 9.4 sec lead over Newgarden, who continued to run 1.5 sec ahead of Power, with Castroneves a further 2.2 sec back, still haunted by Dixon and Rahal. Pagenaud kept stretching his lead until stopping on lap 30 with a 15.6 sec lead, taking on a set of fresh red tires. Newgarden was back in a 2.2 sec lead over Power, with Castroneves a further 2.6 sec back, and Dixon, Rahal, Andretti, and Hunter-Reay stacked up behind him. By lap 35, Newgarden had stretched his lead to 3.0 sec. Pagenaud, following his stop, was on of charge and had moved past Ganassi's Charlie Kimball for 9th and would soon pass Sebastian Burdace's Dale Coyne Racing Honda for 8th. Dixon was starting to fall away from Castroneves and was having to instead keep his eye on Rahal and Andretti in his mirrors. On the other hand, reigning champion Pagenaud was keeping his momentum, passing Hunter-Reay for 7th on lap 38, and at the end of that lap, the road got clear ahead as Castroneves, Dixon, and Hunter-Reay stopped. At the end of lap 39, Newgarden, Power, Andretti, and Rahal stopped, Newgarden just getting ahead of the lap Hinchcliffe. Power and the others were less lucky. Pagenaud now had a 25-sec lead over Newgarden, the pair temporarily also separated by late stopping Daly, so that around 4 more seconds could see him stop and gain the lead of the race, back on Newgarden's strategy. Braking hard for turn 9 on lap 47, the number 1 Penske went flying over the dust on the shortcut, and he repeated the off on the following lap when he pitted for reds. He emerged in 3rd, ahead of Castroneves, but 4.8 sec behind Power, who trailed Newgarden by 3.3 sec. That naturally changed as Pagenaud charged at his primary tired teammates, passing Power out of the hairpin as they crossed the start-finish at the start of lap 54. Dixon pitted on lap 61 and grabbed a set of fresh reds. Newgarden stopped on lap 62, handing the lead to Pagenaud, and Castroneves stopped too. He would emerge behind race-long rival Dixon. Power stopped on lap 63, as did Andretti. Pagenaud stopped on lap 64 and emerged just in front of Newgarden. And despite the American's semi-concerted efforts, he couldn't shake Pagenaud's focus and perfect car placement. As Pagenaud hit traffic with 10 laps to go, Newgarden closed back onto his teammate's tail, bringing Power with him. But when the Ed Carpenter Racing pair of Pigot and J.R. Hildebrand moved out of the way, the race was settled. Pagenaud ended up winning by 1.1 sec over Newgarden, who was just half a second clear of Power. Dixon was 10 seconds behind, 5 seconds ahead of Castroneves, with Rahal, Andretti, Hunter-Reay, Burdace and Daly behind. After 4 victories this season, 1 pole and some supremely aggressive driving, Newgarden is a well-deserved 2017 champion. His second place